Hello, I'm Louis Stovesser, and I'm going to show you Crafty, the JavaScript game engine. So, the benefits of Crafty is it's very modular. It works on the entity component system, which means you have your entities, which are game objects, and components, which augment the functionality of entities. It works between DOM and canvas, which is awesome. So I'm just going to create a demo. Here we have the skeleton. We have an HTML file, the game code, Crafty source code, and some images. Now this image is basically just a sprite. And I've already pre-built some components that are very helpful. So there's a component to split up this sprite into just drawable objects, and I'll show you right now. Okay, so this is our HTML file. We've included the Crafty source code, which is all over the place at the moment, and the game code, as well as just your standard canvas tag. Now this is the game code, so on load, obviously, get the canvas tag, this little fella, set it to maximum width and height, so the screen width and height, which is awesome, and initialize the game. So what this function basically does is set an interval at a given frame per second, so 50, and then other objects can attach itself to that event, which is called end frame. And this function basically initializes the canvas. So yeah. So first of all, I'm going to use the sprite component. It takes in the size of your tile, which is 32. And I'm talking, of course, about this, which is 32 pixels wide for each tile. Give it the path, so images sprite.png, and then give it an object where each ID points to a position in the sprite. So we're going to start off with player. So we're going to use this little segment of the sprite, him looking to the right. So based on this number, it automatically knows the dimensions to look for. So if we say the x being 1, y being 2, it'll know 1 times 32, y times 2. So an x of 1, y of 2, a width of 1, and a height of 2, because it takes up 2 tiles, basically. We'll leave it at that for now, but you can do more. Like, you can go red door is... where's the red door? Where's the red door? Oh shit, I've opened a lot. 0x0, go away. 0x0y, width of 1, height of 2. So if I remember that, 0, 0, 1, 2. Okay, so that what this basically does is it sets up two components called player and red door. So when you attach these to an entity, it'll know what to draw, which we'll do right now. Okay, so first of all, we want the 2D component, which basically gives us some Cartesian values. We want to know how to draw it, canvas. We can similarly just use DOM, but for now, I'll show you that later, canvas. And the other thing is player. See, this is basically that. Right, so just that at the moment should draw our little player on the canvas. And there he is. But that's not very exciting. I've got more to show. We're also going to add some more components. So there's pre-made components for controlling, moving the little guy around, called controls, and the one I want, the platform style, is called two-way, as in it can move in 2 directions. So the two-way component requires a constructor, which basically means you have to give it some information before it can work. An example of this is the speed. So a speed of 3 pixels on each move. So now he can move left and right. That's not very interesting, it's a platformer. So what we want is some gravity, which, believe it or not, is its own component, gravity. This also needs a constructor to say when to stop falling. And that basically takes a string, which is the components that you want it to collide with. So at the moment, floor doesn't exist, but it doesn't have to. It can just basically be a label, and that's what it's going to be. So we're going to create a floor. So same sort of way, 2D, canvas, floor. See, now when it looks for floors to intersect with, it's going to find this guy. And I'm also going to position it, give it a wide of 200, 300, a width of 500, and a height of about 50. So this doesn't look like anything at the moment, but at least it should fall. And there you go. So we've got a basic platform game in 15 lines of code. Awesome. It's very basic at the moment, but you know, we can add on that. So this girder, we can use that to be the floor. To do that, we attach another component called image. It also takes a constructor, believe it or not. Girder.png. And how you want it to repeat, and we just want to repeat the x-axis, so very similar to CSS, which is important because there you go, repeats the x. Now this is important because at the moment it's just canvas, it's all drawn on canvas, but change this and this to use the DOM component. Exactly the same, except now they are divs, and all it took was replacing one word. So I'm going to leave it at that for now. Hopefully very shortly I'll have more to show you, but I hope you enjoy it.